to be back here preparing for another cup final?
Yes, it's always nice when you got the final to look forward to, and we'll get ready for a really, really hard game, and like they've always been against Aberdeen. So, but it's another step for us and another opportunity to win another trophy. So, yeah, we'll look forward to it.
How tough is this week going to be in terms of managing your squad, training, etc., in the build-up to two huge games?
It's fine. It's fine. They're two great games, obviously, to be involved in. The focus very much, obviously, of course, on Rosenborg and looking to get a really good result there and performance. And then, obviously, not a great deal of recovery time, but we'll do everything to recover the players as best we can, and then come into a great game here. And Hampden's been great for us. You know, since we've been playing the semi-finals and finals here, in the main we've played really well, which has been important, and that's allowed us to get the results. So yeah, the players are hungry, and like I say, we'll be ready physically and mentally for the game.
Do you have to factor in some rest periods at some point during the week and make sure everyone's in tip-top condition?
Well, listen, it's not a great change. You know, we play a lot of games. We play a lot of big games, important games. So there's not a great deal of change for us. We just, like I say, we played Saturday, so got a good recovery period and working period between now and the game Thursday, and then of course slightly less, which will be important for us. Hence the reason we'll stay over in Rosenborg after the game to recover as best we can. So yeah, but come Sunday we'll be ready to put everything into the game to try and win the trophy.
Did Aberdeen's result on Saturday make this a tougher task?
I think irrespective of the result, Saturday was always going to be a difficult game for us. You know, I've got huge respect for Derek, and even more so being up here now and seeing how he operates and how he works and how he always galvanises his team. So I think they'll come into the game at the weekend, you know, very focused and looking to put that performance behind them. You know, I'm really pleased that we're arriving into the game after our last sort of 7 weeks or so, and the level of our performance that we've gone to, because that has got us back on track again in terms of what we'd expect from the team, in terms of not just the result but how we play. So either way, the finals are always keenly contested, and especially in my experiences of playing against Derek's teams.
How does the Aberdeen team that you beat in your first season compare to this current team?
It's obviously changed in terms of personnel change, but the fabric of the team is always very much the same. They're very competitive. Like I say, I think Derek does a fantastic job in terms of making them really competitive. They fight for every ball. Like you say, he's lost some important players, but they still compete and are very competitive. So we anticipate that, and they've got players that can cause you a problem. So we have to be mindful of that.
When you look out there and the tunnel going and seeing the Hampden pitch and the stadium, do the memories, good memories flood back? Does that help the players as well when they come here, that they know that they perform to such a high standard? Yeah,
I think our level in coming here, we've always, you know, tried to prepare it, you know, our mind to come here and play well. But of course you've got to do that. So over the last few years, that's been important for us, and I think coming back to here again is always a good memory for us, because the level and nature of our game. So no, that's always, the pitch is really good here. It's always a great atmosphere for the semi-finals and finals that we've been involved in, and like we say, we hope to take that next step and win another trophy.
What do you think the key has been to the fact that you've usually raised your performance in Aberdeen in this tournament a few years ago? Quietly confident, or you expect them aside and another really good performances here as well?
I think it's just keeping your humility. I think we respect that it's a big game. You know, finals and semi-finals, of course, they're big occasions, but you have to play the game, and for that you've got to be able to stay calm. And like I say, we play in lots of big games, so the players are used to that focus. You know, our concentration on our European game is there. But then once that's done, we'll be ready for the final. So I think we've come into here. and focused on our performance. You know, both teams want to win the game, of course, but we know when we play well, we have a better chance of winning. So that'll be our idea.
Brendan, presumably you want to win both games, that goes without saying. So there's no, I guess, prioritising with these ones. How confident are you that your squad can cope with that?
I think what's been nice is that we're getting some players coming back, and that gives us that extra bit of strength in the squad. But not just strength, competition. You know, that's been key for us as well over the last couple of seasons. So now arriving into these games, it gives us an option as staff to have a look at and feel what we think is the best team to win each game. So and that's how we approach it. You know, we look to the next game to win, and like you say, we get two important games.
Would you rather not have had the Rosenborg game, or actually do you kind of look at that as a positive? You know, coming off the back of, you know, if you do win, obviously the confidence will be sky high. The players are obviously pitching themselves against, you know, kind of a better opposition, if you like. So you'll get that kind of good run going for the cup final.
Yeah, I don't have a preference really. I think it's one we've had over the last couple of seasons. We've always had very important games in midweek, and then going into these semi-finals or finals, haven't been really tested. So I think you just got to approach the next game, and for us, of course, if we're in competitions, then we're being successful. So Rosenborg will be a tough test for us. We expect that, but it's not new to us. We've been out there over the last couple of seasons now, so we know what to expect. And we know they're a good side. Again, another champion of their that's in our group. So we'll just put everything into that to pick a team to get the result, and then from that we then move on to our next game.
You talked about players coming back. Is Scott Brown back? Is there any players that are coming back that have been out for a while? Obviously, Lee came off the bench.
Yeah, well, Scott's been training now with the squad, so we'll just assess him for the remainder of the week and see what level he's at, and just take it from there.
Robert Rogic, Brendan, is he more likely to maybe play a part on Sunday as opposed to Thursday?
No, he'll be available for both games. I think it was just that the trip that he's had, and with my experience with him coming right the way across the world, it was one that was just too much of a risk for him to play at the weekend. But he looked fantastic in training this morning, so he'll be available for both games.
In terms of, just go back to Aberdeen, do you expect anything different from Derek come Sunday? I mean, they played, I think, this is the third cup final that they played you in, and so we knew what happened in 2016 with the two cup finals there. They got the win at Celtic Park at the end of last season. In a one-off game, would you expect them to do anything differently? Because I guess the emphasis is on them to challenge you, given the form you're in.
Well, yes, but it's obviously on ourselves. You know, we have to be able to impose our game. You know, and Derek's very good tactically, and him and his team and staff will sit down and look at a way of which they think they can win the game. You know, they did that in the semi-final. Had a great result and got themselves into the final. So they'll look at it exactly the same. For this game, I'm sure. For us, you know, we look at the trend over the course of all our games against Aberdeen, and again look to find a way that we think can get us a result, and what's going to be important for us. We're pretty clear in how we play, I think, in terms of our identity and our style, and I feel now we're back to that level that we were at, you know, for a large part of my time here. So, but there'll always be little tweaks and little small details that you have to look at in preparation to see if you can get that edge going into the game.
So you're going for your 7th straight domestic trophy, Brendan. What does that say about the players and the mindset and the mentality, the efforts over the last couple of years for your place?
Well, it shows an incredible consistency and hunger, which is what you'd want as a manager. You know, you're looking, when we first come in, we set our targets together in relation to being the very best that we could be. Celtic notoriously is a winning club, so when you play for Celtic, you have to win. But of course, we want to win in the best way that we possibly can, which is playing a really aggressive attacking style of football. So nothing has changed in terms of that and how we set out from the beginning. But what has been admirable is like I say, the focus of the players and the intensity of which they've just kept going and kept going, you know, and to keep winning titles, and we don't aim to stop. You know, our idea is we have that hunger to keep going, and we want to do that again come Sunday.
On a personal level as well, when you took over at Celtic, could you believe that 6 trophies down the line, you've won all 6 and going for a 7th?
Well, no, you would never say that. I think that, and not only that, my experiences always takes me to the next experience. You know, people have said you're going for your 7th title in a row, but I don't necessarily look at it like that. I purely look at it on the basis of it's the next competition to win, and in between that, you've got to be the best you can be. You know, so yeah, for us, it's been great, but you have to keep looking forward and retain that hunger, and that's something that, as you can see in the team, that they clearly have that.
Do the players, do you think, thrive on this pressure to keep winning and make sure that they win every single trophy they go for?
Yeah, and it won't always happen, but I think that what we're trying to transfer to them is that the pressure can be a really positive thing, to have most people associate it with the negative and the fear, but I've never tried to transfer that with the players. Always, pressure is good. It means you're a big club, and at big clubs you're expected to win, and you're expected to win in a certain style. So these players have been absolutely magnificent at that, and we aim to keep on that path.
There were some reports this morning that a senior police officer suggested the Celtic players' celebrations on the pitch at the end of the Rangers game at Celtic Park earlier may have inflamed a delicate situation. And there's some suggestions they might have a crackdown on lapse of honour. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a little unfair on the Celtic supporters. I don't know what's been said, or I think when I first came into Celtic, from my very first game and the week leading into my first game, I'd said to the players what was going to be absolutely critical for us is going to be the connection between the players and the supporters. It's that, you know, that synergy, that connection is absolutely vital if we're going to succeed. And I ensured and made sure that after each game, whether we win, lose or draw, we always acknowledge the supporters, because they travel from far and wide, up and down Scotland, across from Ireland and across from all over the world. And it's something that the players and myself have always done, is recognise that. So whether we've won, whether we've lost, whether we've drawn, whether it's against Rangers, whether it's against Inverness or Ross County away, or Livingston or Hamilton, we always do it. So it's not so much a lap of honour when we, in that last game. But I also think it's unfair to put the responsibility of away supporters onto Celtic players. You know, we show appreciation and respect for the incredible support that we get. Our aim is never to antagonise or provoke any support, and especially in a Celtic Rangers game, because I, as much as anyone, understands the delicate nature of that. But we'll always respect our own supporters and want to acknowledge the incredible support that we get. And like I say, I repeat, whether we win, lose or draw, that will always be the case.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, super.
Together.